From AIT Studios in Abuja, Nigeria, this is the O&M Late Show with Obiora Ilo and Mamode Akuga.
Hello there. Good evening. This is the O&M Late Show. I am Obiora Ilo. Well, the biggest story in Nigeria today is that deft move by Mr. President about 24 hours ago when he relieved the defense chiefs of their appointments, including the NSA, and hours later brought back a new team. That is the focus of our program tonight. But before we talk about that, let me welcome Mamode back to the O&M set.
Obiora, so excited to be here, happy to be here. Been away on 2 editions. Was actually away in Europe, United Kingdom and France, taking care of some official business. But very, very happy to be back here. And Obiora, a lot of people were asking me in Europe, how things moving back home, slow or fast, you know, and the people who felt that things were not moving as fast as they ought to because they were so excited with the change of government and they thought things were just going to just go at, you know, that very high speed, but they were not seeing that. And I said to them that, well, slowly but surely, President Muhammadu Buhari will eventually do what he's supposed to do. And I think you know, he's doing it now.
Yeah, you captured that in our last telephone conversation.
Yes.
When you predicted that in a few days' time something will happen.
Yes.
And before you came back, something happened.
Something happened. Yes.
So I'm wondering whether you had some insider
information.
Anyway, let's go to the big issue. We have a new service chiefs. Chief of Army Staff Major General T.Y. Buratai. Buratai is Chief of Army Staff. He was the first commander of the Multinational Joint Task Force, MNJTF, before his appointment. He has served as Director of the Defense Headquarters, Abuja. Before that, he also served as the Commandant of the Nigerian Army School of Infantry. He was at some time the Brigade Commander at 2 Brigade, Nigerian Army, as well as Commander Joint Task Force Operation, which was entitled Polo Shield.
Yes, Operation Polo Shield, of course, which is headquartered in Yanagoa, Bayelsa State, to take care of all those issues with militancy and oil theft and all that. Major General Abayomi Gabriel Olonishaki is the new Chief of Defense Staff. He hails from Ekiti State. Until his appointment as Chief of Defense Staff, he was the head of Nigerian Army Training and Doctrine Command in Mina, Niger State.
Rear Admiral Ibok Etekwe Ibas is Chief of Naval Staff. Rear Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas hails from Cross River State. He enlisted into the Nigerian Defense Academy as a member of the 26th Regular Course in 1979 and was commissioned as Sub-Lieutenant in 1983. His previous appointments include Naval Provost Marshal, Chief of Staff Officer, Naval Training Command, Chief of Administration, Naval Headquarters, Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command, and Chief of Logistics, Naval Headquarters. And his appointment as Chief of Naval Staff, he was the Chief Executive Officer of Navy Holdings Limited.
And for the Nigerian Air Force, we have Air Vice Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, who is now the new Chief of Air Staff. He hails from Bauchi State. His previous appointments include Chief of Standards and Evaluation, Nigerian Air Force Headquarters, Chief of Defense Communications, and Air Officer Commanding, Nigerian Air Force Training Command 5. Until his appointment, he was the Chief of Air Staff. He was in charge of administration at the Nigerian Air Force Headquarters.
A new position has become prominent for the first time, the position of Chief of Defense Intelligence. It was not as pronounced as it is now, but we saw this appointment coming with the rest of the big officers in the defense department. Air Vice Marshal Monday.
I think that for this position, which is peculiar to General Buhari, and his insistence on really getting somebody involved in intelligence to be at the forefront of the fight against Boko Haram, because I think he believes that intelligence
is key.
is key in the fight against.
Okay, Air Vice Marshal Monday Riku Morgan is Chief of Defense Intelligence. The new Chief of Defense Intelligence into the Nigerian Air Force came into the Nigerian Air Force as a pilot officer in June 1982. His previous appointments include officer commanding NAF Logistics Command. Morgan hails from Benue State. He was commissioned to the Nigerian Air Force as a pilot officer in June 1982. Like I said, his previous appointment include air officer commanding NAF Logistics Command.
And Major General Babagana Mongonu retired as a new National Security Advisor. He worked as Commander of the Nigerian Army Training and Doctrine Command. That is TRADOC. And I think is also an intelligence officer who will be in charge of national security.
Coordinating everything.
Yes.
Well, today we are talking about the new kids on the block, as they say. Who are they?
These are not kids. These are not kids by any means. These are gun-toting, professional, military, disciplined gentlemen, as it were. Yes.
Okay, so who are they? What impact will the appointment bring on the war against insurgency? And does that mean that Mr. President is running now? And then we can throw away from through the window, through the window that appellation of Baba Go Slow and all that.
I think that what we need to be able to extray for Nigerians tonight, I don't know which side of the fence to be on really right now, because something very key that President Buhari said during making these appointments was that it was all based on merit. He tried as much as possible to detach himself by emphasizing that he did not know these officers. Now, I don't know whether that is good or whether that is bad.
Whether it's a plus or minus.
I think that is what with our panel that we have tonight, we're going to be able to examine that. Whether if you are commander-in-chief, you want to appoint a chief of defense staff who you don't know, have had no previous contact with.
Anyway, our experts will be looking at that. And tonight we have Barrister Mike Ejiofor. Barrister Mike Ejiofor is well known, a regular face on TV when it comes to security matters. We also have Dr. Madukwe Ukebu, a criminologist by training, who is also a very strong commentator when it comes to national security issues. And but from far away Lagos, we have Captain Omar Babangida, also a very strong voice when it comes
joining
to
us by telephone.
By telephone from Lagos.
And it's not all hard talk tonight. We're going to be talking to a musical artist, making it soft a little bit. Program.
Oh yeah.
Yes, on the sofa, from the defunct Desperate Chicks.
Desperate Chicks. Yeah.
We have Tom Rex. One of them, who is now gone solo. So we're going to be talking to her and what package she now has musically for Nigerians and indeed the entire world.
So don't go away. Let's do it together.
Yeah.
And that'll be in a moment.
key to success in life. Never, never give up. Believe in something, keep at it, keep doing it. Eventually, you will succeed. Because those guys who give up, eventually, that few who never give up that get to lead those that give up. Well, time to get down to brass tacks in our discussion tonight, looking at the security situation in the country with the change of service chiefs. Joining us at this time is Barrister Mike Ejiofor and also Dr. Ukegbu.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Mike.
Doc, you're welcome.
How are you? How are you, sir?
Welcome, Doc.
Well done.
Well, you know, Dr. Ukegbu, when you were here the last time,
Yes.
We raised a couple of issues. I remember one of the things you said was that we needed the military checkpoints back
Not to be dismantled.
to dismantle
Yes.
so that the police can move in and
Of course.
do their job. That happened, I think, a day after the program.
Yes.
And a couple of things have happened. An upsurge in Boko Haram attacks and all that. And then just yesterday, the president retired some and uplifted some. Let me take you from what Felix said when we were introducing the program. Is it proper? I mean, is it proper, let me use the word proper, for a president to appoint people he had not known, either personally or interacted with, only appoint them based on reputation?
Well, it's very proper. The issue is, like Mr. President said when he addressed the service chiefs, the only person he has met, is thought to N'Djamena, was the commander of the multinational joint task force, who incidentally is now the chief of army staff. He made it clear that they were appointed based on merit and their records. Their records spoke for them. I think that is what should be driving our policies, merit, not necessarily where you come from. But I think he actually hit the nail on the head. I was actually excited yesterday when I got to know of the background of the officers, particularly the National Security Advisor and the Chief of Army Staff. It's like you take it in your hands. You are from this place, you are familiar with the terrain, and it's very critical in the case of the Chief of Army Staff. He was the commander of the multinational joint task force. He is also from Borno State. So I think it's a choice that actually...
Well, I looked at everything, and just like you just said, in the case of Chief of Army Staff, National Security Advisor, the other positions, I tried to dig deeper, into, the CV of these other officers, gentlemen. I don't know. I'm still searching.
Yeah.
When you say, you would want to expect something extraordinary. I mean, for the Chief of Army Staff, you could label his appointment, joint commander of a joint multinational force to, handle Boko Haram. You want to be able to put Boko Haram in his place, and you bring him closer home with his wealth of experience and all. It makes some sense, but I don't know.
So what would you say are the,
it will be, it will really be very, I want to use the proper word, the proper military word. There is no president worth his salt who will appoint someone in the rank of a major general that the cap will not fit. We are all individualistic in our nature, the way and manner in which we carry on. But when it comes to the military and the way the rankings, you are not promoted for promoting sake.
No, Dr.
You have to earn your cap.
Yeah, Dr. Okigbo, let
Yes, the cap must fit.
Yes.
But in this
When-
case,
yeah.
in this particular appointment, as the president indicated, I'm sure he went through their resume, their CV, the performance, the services they have rendered to this nation, and so many other things which may not be discussed here. For them to come, because that is the highest echelon of military service. And there is
but-
no
yeah.
president who will joke around with it.
No, but Dr. Okigbo, yeah, well, it's easy to or logical to say no president will joke about it. But I mean, we've seen some very questionable appointments in the past.
Not this one.
Well,
I give you an example.
as a person-
I give you an
as a
example.
person, no, let me bring something to your attention.
Yes.
The immediate past president appointed Alex Bade
Yes.
as chief of defense staff.
Yes.
And right after that appointment, which was, when was it? But he said that he was going to wrap up Boko Haram in less than 3 months. And immediately, and I asked myself, where's this guy from? He couldn't be a military man.
That's why.
Most obviously.
That's why when I
So,
was,
yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but let's not talk about an individual and what I will call excited utterances. Let us separate that from service.
No, we are looking at the people in position now
Yes.
and trying to ensure
The-
that we are going to get it right. That's
What the
we want to
president has done now,
do. Yes.
it's what we couldn't conclude in the other program, the program,
The last program.
the last program, which was intelligence. The president has now appointed people who are trained on intelligence network. That is all that he has done. And if you go and do your research very well, all the appointees, including the advisor on security, are all trained on intelligence networking. And that is what is required now in the fight against Boko Haram.
Okay, Mike, let's not, because we don't have too much time, so let's hit it at the important areas. What should occupy these gentlemen now? You know, what should be their immediate concern to them, considering where we are with insurgency and the security situation in the country?
Yeah, before I come to that, you know, I was talking about the merits of the appointment.
Yeah.
You recall that the then president, Musa Yar'Adua, directed the then vice president, who later became president, to go to the Niger Delta to bring solutions to the Niger Delta crisis. Yes. You cannot solve the problem when you don't, a problem when you don't have the confidence of the people. So that's why I'm saying that it is key that 2 major appointments were made by president, giving them to Borno, irrespective of what other people might say in terms of spread.
Yes.
The greatest challenge we're having is the problem of insurgency in the northeast.
Yes.
So this raises the bar for them in that place, for the service chiefs. It raises the bar. A great expectations from them to solve this problem. And we must not also forget that a lot of achievements have been made. We should not sweep under the carpet by the previous service chiefs. So we are now they are now expected to consolidate on the gains made by the previous administration. And if you look at the appointment of the chief of naval staff, he's also from Cross River, from the Niger Delta area. And you know the amount of money we lose in crude oil. So I think these appointments are very, very key, and the president must be commended.
Okay, Mike,
Great expectations.
Mike, please, just before you go on, we have Captain Omar Babangida joining us from Lagos. Captain Babangida, glad to have you. Hello, Captain Babangida. Okay, Mike, just go ahead with...
Yeah, so there are expectations from the officers. So they need to inject fresh ideas, change of tactics. You see, prior to this time, we had the issue of Boko Haram coming to take over territories and the army trying to regain the captured territories. That we don't have anymore. They are now using soft targets.
Yes.
So what it means now is that we must be very, very vigilant. The Nigerian citizens must be very vigilant, conscious of the environment, because like it said, that the price of liberty is eternal vigilance. We must be vigilant, and parents should also be conscious of the activities of their wards, because all these children being used are being used subconsciously. They don't know what they are doing.
Yes.
They don't know what they are doing, because I don't think any sane parent will release the child for whatever amount to be used as suicide bomber. Yeah. And I think that's, they should concentrate efforts.
Where does the brainwashing take place? You know, how?
It's very easy. Convey this from point A to point B.
Hello,
it's nothing.
Captain Babangida, just hold on a moment.
Because nobody will say what it is that you're conveying. You know, convey it from, I just want you to take this thing maybe to the market for me. Here it's $20, oh, sorry, 20 naira, 200 naira.
These are not the issue of brainwash.
You know, it's not something that, it's very easy. It's not complicated.
So
that is why I am so happy and overwhelmed by this appointment. Because it's targeted on intelligence, which is what is lacking right now.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk to Captain Babangida in Lagos. Captain Babangida, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, Captain, I'm sure you've been following our discussion. What is your take on the quality of officers that the president has appointed, and what do you think should occupy them immediately?
People who have had relevant antecedents within the system.
Yes.
Most of them have been exposed to very, very, if I could call it, intellectual aspects of soldiering, like training, like logistics, like administration. If you go into the antecedents, you find out that most of them were little known because they were mostly involved with less lucrative and less publicized appointments within the army, as it were. And for me, what will be their immediate concern, having taken over the mantle of leadership in the three services? I would prefer a situation where they should be looking from the backlog of challenges we've had in the last 3 years, and those things they can do differently, which their predecessors did not. So the service chiefs are not really coming into the scenario in a disadvantaged position. There are already a backlog of things that were done and results were not gotten. So they already know what they should not be doing and how they shouldn't do it. So if I were a service chief at the moment, what I would be doing is looking back and saying, what lessons can I draw from these 3 years past with my predecessors in the affairs, and what can I do differently that could actually inform the change we are looking to see?
Okay, are we going to see from what you're saying, a change in tactics? From what you're saying,
We cannot begin to say for sure if there will be a change in tactics. That will depend on what the service chiefs want to do about the situation on ground. The tactical aspect of it, or the not tactical aspect of it, is not really where for me the challenge lies. I'll tell you why. If you look at from as far back as 2012 to date, we've had quite a situation here from the very first tranche of the state of emergency to date. And we've been seeing a situation where a lot was done and the results kept coming back the same. So if I were a service chief, what I would incline most towards is to begin to say, what can I do differently given the same scenario and the same event? How can I get things to be done separately in a different way that will begin to turn the fortunes of the situation in the Northeast around? So basically, what am I trying to say here? In a nutshell, if I were a service chief, I should be seeing a situation where my predecessors have taught me so many things I shouldn't do, and I'm actually left with probably the little few that I have not done. And I should be looking to try out those that haven't been done yet, as opposed to those that have been done by my predecessors and are not working. So
okay. Thank you, Captain Aliyu Umar, for your thoughts. We've been speaking to Captain Umar Babangida from Lagos.
Okay, back in the studios. Dr. Okebo, let me come to you. Having made these appointments, would it be right militarily to give these officers, a programmed target?
Of course, they should have a program target. I think the captain alluded to that. There should be a strategy.
No, what I mean is, creating milestones.
Of course,
Yeah,
of
for
course.
these officers.
It's
now
part
to
of this. It should be part.
24 months,
It should be. No. You cannot say that with terrorists.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
Okay.
9/11 happened how many years ago? And America continued to complement.
It's here to stay with us?
We may not know. There are no answers to this. The only thing that we are praying that will happen in this country is that the terrorism, the way and manner in which bombs go off in this country curtailed. And you only have to deal with that through strategic intelligence network. If you do not do strategic intelligence network, that is when people, that is the intelligence community, mix up with ordinary Nigerians and listen in and bring back the reports of what is going on. Just like you mentioned, ab initio, that the former president, may his soul rest in peace, sent the vice president to Niger Delta. That's the same thing that is going to happen now if we are to be successful in curbing, in reducing the terrorist attacks to the barest minimum. We must, as a matter of urgency, as the war is going on, as they are mopping up Sambisa and the rest of the places, the border towns, the intelligence network must be put into place. And they go in and start listening. That is the only way you will be able to know what...
Stop a bomb even before they bring...
That is correct.
Yes.
Mike, I know you may want to say something about that, but let me, move a little forward. I don't know if I'm sounding naive, but where can negotiation come in all this? Because each time we're talking about terrorism, we're talking about the United States. But you see that where there's the war channel, there's a back channel always, trying to reach, you know, the insurgents and see how they can, you know, through negotiation, reduce a couple of things. Is there any way negotiation can come in? And a couple of Nigerians are actually calling for it.
Well, you see, it depends on the perspective with which you look at it. Negotiation is an option in resolving conflicts. But the government should not be seen to be taking the initiative on negotiation. It should be the other way around. Because government has offered several times negotiations. You use the carrot and stick approach. And we cannot win this war by shooting our way through alone. So there must be an admixture of both options. But the issue of negotiation, best practices all over the world. You don't negotiate with terrorists. Now, I'll give you an example. We're talking of Boko Haram in Nigeria. This is the same Boko Haram that has pledged allegiance to ISIS. And only 2 days ago, you saw a video jointly released by ISIS and Boko Haram. So if you negotiate with the Nigerian terrorists, what about the international? How do you resolve it? So it becomes a problem. But because it's a peculiar problem to us, we have to look for local methods of resolving the crisis. We should put our house in order first before we now start talking of negotiation. Negotiation for now. I think government should be on the point of strength.
Even if you are going to have a negotiation in our peculiar situation, knowing that Boko Haram stretches into Cameroon, you know, Niger and all that.
Chad.
And Chad and all that. Would you not have to do that negotiation with
multilaterally?
Yeah, multilaterally.
That's the problem. It will create a problem for us. And you know, they've now said they are ISIS of West Africa.
Yes, the caliphate is now.
So how are you going to do where are you starting the negotiation from?
Okay, Mike, you know, let's hear what Nigerians are saying about the appointments of Mr. President, the appointments he made yesterday.
National security is of great concern. And this new appointment makes a change from the old system they were using, which wasn't working too well. Now he has new people on ground. So I think it's a good move.
I believe in him. So I believe he has started this work from the onset. It's just that we Nigerians, we are not patient. I think we should be patient and watch and pray for him.
The decision of Mr. President is quite okay because this is sound to the whole Nigeria that this man he started working and he started to fulfill the obligation of war against terrorists in which he has promised Nigeria.
The starting point, yes, he has started. So let's just see. Maybe it's too early for us to start judging anything. But I think we've started.
Kickstart, I think is a good one for his government. Somebody that he trusts, a service chief, somebody that you should trust. So I think it's somebody that he trusts and somebody that he feels can work with him. So I think it's good for him.
Service chiefs, and they gave us the new security advisor. I think is re-strategizing to bring the real change in the security dimension. Only re-strategizing to put us on a limelight to make sure that we have the type of security we've been yearning for in Nigeria.
Well, those are the thoughts of Nigerians as it concerns the new appointments.
Yes. Yes. Now, Mike, with these new appointments that are made, where do you think the issue of the Chibok girls will come in? Is it something, for instance, that the military can also take a lead position in the rescue of these girls? Should it be a priority, I mean, for these new officers?
You know, in discussing some of these issues, we must be realistic. You recall or note the extent, the size of Sambisa Forest, over 60,000 square kilometers. And within that forest, you have over 30 operational camps being run by Boko Haram. So the possibility of them having bunkers and underground tunnels where these girls are kept cannot be ruled out. So we have to be very careful in a bid to rescue these girls, jeopardize their life. So that is one major factor. And they are using it now as a chip. Boko Haram is now using it as a chip, using them as shield. It becomes problem. And then you talk about, I think they also talk about prison swap. A lot of people have been talking about prison swap. We'll bring the girls,
and then we take back our fighters.
But we must be very cautious because government has been misled severally on some of these negotiations that never worked. And for the girls, if government must go into negotiations, at least they should be able to release some of the girls to ensure, give us the assurance and the confidence that these girls are alive and safe. Otherwise, it becomes a scam again.
Okay. Yeah, but Obiora, I still want to stay with this issue of the Chibok girls. Obviously, the president said, look, after his appointment, that they are in acting capacity. They will go to the Senate for confirmation. When they have been confirmed, he will sit down with them and then plan on what to do. It is my thinking that it's at that point the president will give them charge on
the marching orders.
These are the marching orders. You know, given our situation, I mean, we've seen the kind of military precision rescue operation that has been conducted in Cameroon when they kidnapped the wife of one of the prime ministers and all that. You know, shouldn't the rescue of these girls be at the top of the list for this new office?
It should be, and it should be. But like I said, the terrain there is very difficult. And you also recall that a lot of releases have been made in Nigeria by our security forces, where people are kidnapped and they are released. But the number involved in this one is high.
It's large.
It's high.
Yes,
and so it makes it very difficult. 217 of them still missing. So we have to be very cautious so that we would also, if they are alive, we don't jeopardize their safety or endanger their lives.
Yes.
Okay, Dr. Kebu, you know, Nigerians, our expectations are so high. I mean, an example is the kind of impatience that has been expressed by a lot of Nigerians concerning the approach of Mr. President. Now we have a new set of officers charged with taking care of our security challenges. What may be their own challenges so that Nigerians can also appreciate what they are getting into and probably be a little...
One of their major challenges may be funds, money. You can't, just like, I wouldn't be in this studio if there is no fuel in my car. Isn't that correct? The same thing goes for the military. There must be movement of personnel, equipment, and everything that is needed. If they are moving it from, let's say, Lagos Port to Borno, Maiduguri area, etc., and all the boundaries, Lake Chad, these things cost money. So that will be the key to their success.
We'll also have challenges of conflicting directives like we've seen with the Buhari administration. Will it also be a challenge for these new officers?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because from the little that came out of the research I did on the officers, for instance, Mongonu, who was retired and now he came back. He's been an attaché in Ghana, intelligence attaché in Ghana. He understands what it means to do international negotiations with other neighboring countries in terms of fighting the insurgents. And then the new, I think this will be a new appointment.
Yes,
the director of that is defense intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you can see the difference now of what is going on. And if Mr. President can put all these people together, I'm sure the funds can also be provided for them to go to work.
Mike, let me give you the last word. You know, a lot of Nigerians thought that moving the headquarters for the fight against Boko Haram to Maiduguri will have very positive effect. But in the last 1 month, things have really gone out of hand with a lot of casualties. Is that proving for you, in your estimation, to be a wise decision?
No, well, once Mr. President has given a directive, it becomes a wise decision.
That would be a nice way to end.
Mike does not want to go against the president on this one.
No, but actually drawing from this...
It's a wise decision.
Drawing from this position,
yes.
I think we should localize our police because these operations are intelligence-driven.
How many cops can you give me?
It's Mike that's making his debut on the O&M. So, Mike, for you, your first time on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
You soon graduate to a veteran on the show.
Thank you.
Right,
how many times do you have to come to be a veteran?
We're working it out. We're working it out.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
When we return on the sofa, we have Stormrex, one of those young women that made waves with the group Desperate Chicks. Don't go away.
Penthouse.
And that's the latest offering by Stormrex, Going Solo. And the video you just watched and you'll be watching as we speak is called Blessing. And we're welcoming Stormrex to our studios. You're welcome.
Welcome, Stormrex.
Thank you.
Hey. You know, Stormrex, I followed your career, and one of the exciting things for me is your use of the local language. Most of the times, why do you do that?
You know, in this game of ours, if you can't beat them, you join them. And if you can...
Join them?
Yeah, you confuse them.
You confuse them.
Because if you
So
do the
which are you doing?
trying to
Confusing?
yes, because if you try to do the regular, everybody does, like most people sing in normal English or whatever, you understand? So I think giving them my dialect, singing in my dialect, makes them a bit, wow, how does she do that? You understand? So it's a little bit interesting.
Is it also to promote?
Yeah, also to promote Igbo culture and Igbo language, to be precise, because it's fading. Our people are no more proud to speak their dialects in some places, you know, so.
Okay, Stormrest, take us back a little bit, you know, back to, you know, Desperate Chicks and where you are today.
Okay. We started with the Desperate Chicks. That was 2009. We came together to, you know, do an album that we released that same year, 2008. We got together 2008, released an album 2009.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and then we were together for some couple of years. I think it was like 2 years before we disbanded. And
Why did you disband?
I guess we have to follow our individual dreams.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, like Osler, one of us is married with 2 kids. The other person is practicing law, and here I am still
Okay, you're the only
pushing
one left,
through.
yeah, with doing music.
Yes.
Okay, so how's it been since you went solo?
It's not been easy, I must say. Been through thick and thin with it. But right now, I'm signed into Penthouse. That's Fino's record label.
As Fino, the musician?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I currently work with him, signed into his record label. So, and I've done a couple of songs with some artists, you understand? So, we've shot some videos as well, which will be dropping soon. You know, this Blessing is just my official video out yet, but the other ones will soon be released. Yeah.
Okay, let me take you back a little.
Okay.
You came together with these other girls and you had Desperate Chicks.
Mm-hmm.
Was that your first romance with music, with entertainment? Was it something you had always wished to do?
Yes, actually, before we started the Desperate Chicks thing, I've been doing it like solo. I've been singing, but it wasn't the secular kind of music. It was gospel kind of. I did it for a while. Yeah, before we now got together, I did the Desperate Chicks thing. But the album never came out. The one I did before the Desperate Chicks project here never came out.
That was gospel.
That was gospel.
So will it come out one day?
No. It's not that I will not do gospel song. Of course, I will still do gospel song, no, but not those kind of like big.
Yeah.
Has to be a funky gospel song,
Okay,
you know.
funky gospel
Yeah.
song.
You know, everybody says Tom Rex, and sometimes people, where is she coming from? You know, could you tell us a little about where you're coming from? I mean, is that Tom Rex? Is that the name
Okay.
you were born with?
No,
and
that's
tell
not.
us about what you have also done. You talked about your colleagues. One is a lawyer, and all that. What is your own background? What have you done?
Okay, my real names are Yvonne Akwabata Obogu. I'm from Enugu State, from Iziagu to be precise. In my family, I'm the first. So, I read biochemistry in Enugu State University of Science and Technology, graduated, served, and still my
Back to music.
Yes, thing is still calling me like seriously. So I'm like, my certificate can chill for now. Maybe when I'm done with the music, yes, I can still go back anytime to it.
What are your expectations, really?
To be recognized and appreciated for what I have, for the gift that I have, nationally and internationally. And also aspire the people, younger ones that are looking up to, you understand, to me or to any other musician, that they can still live to fulfill their dreams.
Stormrex, something bothers me and a lot of Nigerians, and it's what we see in the videos that are shot in Nigeria today.
Okay.
Nudity. If women are not clad half naked and, you know, wiggling or wriggling their waists in very suggestive manners.
It's called twerking.
Oh, it's called?
It's
He's
called
very
twerking.
current. He knows what's up.
Is it? We're worried. I mean, can't we sell these videos without the nudity in it?
Well, asina konye si emeko se muta. So
you're not singing
what-
yet.
what-
So
what
why you?
wait. If some people feel that doing that will sell their songs,
Okay.
I mean, who am I to judge? But the thing is, I don't think we should be nude. As in, that being nude is the thing that's gonna sell your, I mean, sell what you have, sell your talent, show them that you have the gift, not the nudity, because it will attract some wrong people to you, understand, you know? So I think just forget the nudity. I don't think it's necessary.
What kind of music do you sing? How would you describe the kind of music that you are involved in?
Oh, I say, anyway, I'm a high life singer, kind of.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I try to, you know, mix it. Sometimes
Fuse
it's,
it a little
yeah,
bit.
few, yeah.
So it's still
Wet.
work in progress?
Yes.
Still work in progress.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, Stormrex. It's a pleasure talking with you.
We have to let people at home still watch that video, and also so I can catch it one more time. It looks nice. I must. Congratulations on the video.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
So let's have more of the video while we give her her
Yes. Well, okay.
parting gift.
Stormrex,
Yes.
first time on the show, so you gotta go home with that mug.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
so
Stormrex.
much. Thank
I wish you all the best in your career.
Thank you.
Okay.
And that's our show for today. Let's do it again on Friday
Yes.
night.
At 11 p.m., of course, we'll be back here with the O&M Late Show Friday night edition. For now, we're going to leave you with that lovely video from Stormrex. Yes. My name is Mahmoud Akuga. Thank you so much for watching.
I'm Obiorilo. Good night.
Shadow. Stormrex. Hey.